All right, back at it. Tuesday, June 12th, Sports Bit, Betting Insight today, SBR picks, Pauly and Teddy. I'm at Real Sports Bit. He's at Teddy_covers, the champs today. We preview the Philadelphia Eagles. We also get to the Rockies and Phillies, two teams struggling right now. We'll kick that around. Big game breakdown, shot clock play the day before we get out of here. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books. We got the differences between Nevada and Delaware sports books already with some future odds. And a moose in Milwaukee. 2-1 Brewers, top of the eighth. Hader comes in. On lefties, we're 2-36 against them on the season. Jason Hayward again delivers, ties it at 2. And then in the 11th, the Cubs put up a 5 spot. It goes over the total. As a result, it's the second time that's happened in 2 weeks in a Cubs game. They play in the Mets, and the total was 7. It was 1-1 in the extras, and the Cubs erupted for a 6 spot. Cubs cash, play of the day winner, and somehow that game goes over, and it's 2-1 in the 8th and gets over 8.5.
Yeah, that's a moose if you had under in that one. And there was a ton of steam on that under, Pauly. A bet 8.5 down to 8, even some juice to the under at 8. So no shortage of bettors who were interested in cashing that under. It was a right side the whole way. 2-1 in the 8th, 2-2 into the 11th. And you get that 5 spot. 4 of the 5 runs, by the way, coming with 2 outs in the top of the 11th. Joe Madden, quote, "Today we piled on late. You could see what we're capable of doing. It would be nice to get the offense rolling, whether it's earlier in the game with runners in scoring position, take some heat off the bullpen, and not have to play extra innings. Nonetheless, Cubs got the job done in extra innings. Cubs backers, no problem. Run line, no problem. Over, yeah, that's a moose. You can see that guy straight from Alaska. He wasn't pleased if you had under in that Cubs-Brewers game last night. A brutal beat, no question.
Yep, I know it happened again, but also what if you had Auburn? They got beat and their season ends. Florida goes to the College World Series, a fly ball off the glove over the fence. It's a lot like Canseco, except this one went off the glove. Tough way to lose if you had Auburn as well. A horrible push. Mariners Angels, total was 8. 5-2, bottom of the 4th, 2 on, nobody out, and it finished 5-3.
Yeah, I mean, it really was a very tough push. It's 2-2 in the first. We have bombs from Trout, Pujols, and Nelson Cruz. And then 5-2 with nobody out in the 4th. You can't get over 8. You can't get anybody home. The bullpen shut him down. Trout's solo shot in the 8th was allowed a push on that. But there were some people there were some 8s that bet up to 8.5. That's a brutal push. A brutal loss on that one. The majority of people had 8 in that one. And even so, you're supposed to cash that over ticket. Didn't come through in the Mariners-Angels game.
All right. I thought the Padres were live. They had the lead early. They got beat. They took money. Cardinals won 5-2. And good bet on the Indians. Got up to 260 in some spots. A 50-40 move on Carrasco. He was great. 11 strikeouts in 7 innings. They shut out the White Sox 4-0. And I like to do this in hockey with all the total goals scored. And how about the grand salami going over by half a run?
Yeah, that was Trout's solo shot in the 8th inning. That sent the grand salami from the total was 60. It was bet from 66.5 up to 67.5. Total combined runs last night, 68. Yeah, we'll talk more about the grand salami when we turn the shot clock on later in the show.
All right, good card today. Good card in Major League Baseball. Rodriguez goes for the Red Sox, number 1 in ROI. The Red Sox are 11-1 when he starts. Leak goes for Seattle. They're 10-3 in his starts. He's number 2 in ROI. Stratton is number 3, plus 9 units. The Giants are 10-3 when he starts. His numbers are better on the road as opposed to home, although the Dogs taking money in that one with the Marlins. And Urena still leads. Hendricks now leads the way. Worst ROI. Urena, the Marlins are 1-13 when he starts. Hard to believe. So that's a couple big games coming up on the card today worth pointing out. And the differences between Delaware and Nevada already, you're seeing the Eagles 10-1 to win the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. They're plus 450 in Delaware.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't want to go too crazy with this, but the single worst way you can get everyone who's betting in gray areas and with bookies and offshore, the single worst way you can attract those bettors to your state's legalized sports betting is to put up BS odds. And we're seeing that, They're ripping people off who are trying to bet the Eagles in Philadelphia. Those aren't the lines. You're getting Delaware lines. You're not getting Vegas lines. And it's not just the Eagles. All the local teams. The Ravens, plus 6,000 to win the Super Bowl in Nevada. Delaware, well, it's plus 3,500. The Redskins, plus 100 to 1 in Nevada. Delaware, only 75 to 1. The Steelers, 10 to 1 in Delaware, 12 to 1 in Nevada. So it's one of these stories where, yes, they're managing their liability book by book. They're not doing it as a global brand. That concerns me. And you're not going to get bettors who are going to say, no, I'm not going to bet on credit with my bookie. Nah, I'm not going to bet offshore. I'm going to deposit and post with cash money in my sports book here in Delaware if you're not giving them fair odds. Global odds, guys. It's a global marketplace.
Well, you also have better opportunity as opposed to Las Vegas with some other teams here in Nevada, with the Falcons, which doesn't make any sense. The Falcons are 12 to 1 in Delaware and 22 to 1 in Vegas. The Rams also, they're 8 to 1 in Vegas, but 12 to 1 in Delaware. So it's strange that there's a big discrepancy in other teams that don't involve the Philadelphia market.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the total VIG, and again, this is all from a great read. John Mahaffey from thelines.com broke it all down. And it basically, went through the Wizard of Odds calculator and figured out the VIG for all of this. And you talk about some of the offshores are under 20%. The Westgate here in Vegas at 25, a little over 25%. The Delaware VIG's approaching 30% takeout for the house on these future books. They're not even using the Las Vegas numbers in that regard. That's a concern for me, Pauly. You're trying to get people to change established betting behavior. It's not going to happen if they're not going to get the true odds. They're going to continue to bet the way they've been betting, and all those revenue projections, which are so ridiculous when you start to hear them, they won't even come close. And then sports betting will be a negative instead of a positive like it is right now. It's just insane. The differences we're seeing already, and this is only going to grow. New Jersey betting, West Virginia betting, Mississippi betting, all of which are in the works. Are we going to see regional odds all over the place? Because in 2018, I don't know, that's going to work. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.